In 1930, the brilliant German scientist Abraham Erskine began researching the formula for a super soldier serum that would turn an ordinary man into an extraordinary warrior. In 1934, the German physicist Johann Schmidt, an ambitious member of the ancient cult of Hydra, met the leader of Germany, Adolf Hitler, and Ernst Kaufmann, head of the Special Weapons Division at a Wagner opera in Berlin. Schmidt appealed to Hitler's sensibilities for Norse mythology, revealing his theory that the legends of old might be real. And while Hitler was intrigued, wanting to set up a meeting to discuss it further, Kaufmann was outraged, and once the Führer departed, he rejected Schmidt, warning him to stay away. Heinrich Himmler, however, overheard their conversation and took Schmidt into his service, assigning him to the SS. Schmidt then went on to arrange the death of Ernst Kaufmann during the Night of the Long Knives, taking over the Special Weapons Division and creating his own research program he named Hydra. Schmidt went about bringing together the brightest scientific minds available to aid him in his research, recruiting Arnim Zola to continue his work developing exoskeleton battlesuits. The following year, as Hitler's Germany became increasingly oppressive, Abraham Erskine attempted to flee to Switzerland, but was captured and forced to continue his work on the super soldier serum for Johann Schmidt, while his family was sent to a concentration camp to ensure his loyalty. In 1936, Sarah Rogers died of tuberculosis, leaving 18-year-old Steve Rogers on his own. However, his best friend Bucky Barnes consoled him during this time, telling him that they would be friends till the end, a sentiment which deeply touched young Steve and would help create a deep bond of loyalty between them. By 1937, a 10-year-old girl by the name of Dottie Underwood trained in the Red Room, a Soviet espionage school where young girls grew into deadly assassins and spies. In this same year, Hydra used the research of Arnim Zola to test a new tank and exoskeleton battlesuit in Spain as the nation fought a civil war. In 1939, Howard Stark founded Stark Industries, serving as a vital weapons contractor for the Allies during the Second World War. In 1940, Howard Stark led a presentation to introduce the incredible strength and resilience of vibranium, a new type of metal discovered deep within Africa. After Stark then survived a Hydra assassination attempt, he agreed to help serve his country by joining the Strategic Scientific Reserve. In Germany, an impatient Johann Schmidt consumed Erskine's latest version of the super soldier serum, and while it made him stronger and faster than ever before, it also turned his skin red and disfigured his face, coming to be known by the nickname Red Skull. Erskine was imprisoned for his failure, though he soon revealed to Arnim Zola that the serum worked perfectly and did exactly what he intended. Yet because of his treachery, Zola told him Schmidt would almost certainly have his family executed. In this same year, a woman named Peggy Carter broke off her engagement to join a new British espionage agency called Special Operations Executive after the death of her brother in the war. As an agent of the SOE, working in partnership with the American Strategic Scientific Reserve, she infiltrated the Hydra facility where Abraham Erskine was being held and rescued him so he might come to work for the Allies. In 1941, Steve Rogers was rejected from serving in the armed forces due to various health concerns, while his best friend Bucky Barnes was accepted and shipped off to war. Howard Stark, already working in various capacities for the government, joined the Manhattan Project to help develop atomic weapons. In 1942, Red Skull led Hydra soldiers into Tonsberg, Norway, with his studies of Norse mythology leading him to discover the powerful Tesseract hidden away within a church. As Hydra's research for ancient artifacts continued, the German general Werner Reinhardt discovered the body of a Kree alien in northern Africa. In 1943, while working for the American government, Abraham Erskine at last completed his super soldier serum, using the first dose on Steve Rogers, a small and sickly young man who volunteered because he so badly wanted to serve his country, but was rejected from regular military service. Yet while his body was weak, he was brave and selfless, once throwing himself on a grenade to save his fellow recruits, only to find out it was not active. The serum caused him a great deal of physical pain, but when the process completed, he was transformed into a tall, well-built super soldier with strength and speed far beyond normal human capabilities. And while his invention was a success, Abraham Erskine was soon killed by a Hydra spy who was present to witness the transformation. After the assassination, the agent stole the last of the serum and attempted to escape, but ultimately killed himself rather than be captured by Steve Rogers. Unfortunately, the last of the serum was destroyed during the chase, and with its creator dead, no other super soldiers could be produced. Captain America, as he became known, was then used as a propaganda tool for the Allies to help raise funds to fight the war. However, he eventually saw combat when he learned his old friend Bucky was trapped behind enemy lines. With the help of Peggy Carter and Howard Stark, he then invaded a Hydra facility in Italy, rescuing Bucky and a number of Allied soldiers, some of whom became the Howling Commandos, a special unit serving with Captain America in his mission to destroy all Hydra facilities in Europe. However, it would be during one of these missions in 1945 that Bucky Barnes fell from a train high in the mountains and was presumed dead, though he was later found by Hydra and kept alive as their prisoner. As the war came to a close, Captain America confronted Red Skull aboard the Valkyrie, prompting the Hydra leader to attempt holding the powerful Tesseract in his hand, only for it to activate a portal, which transported him to the planet of Vormir, where he spent decades as a guide for those seeking the Soul Stone. The Space Stone then burned through the floor of the plane, landing in the ocean where it remained hidden for a time. Realizing that the Valkyrie was on its way to launch a devastating attack against the United States, Captain America chose to sacrifice himself to prevent it, crashing the plane off the coast of Greenland. And while Howard Stark led an extensive search to find him, he instead found the Tesseract, while Steve Rogers was presumed dead. In the final days of the Second World War, as Nazi and Hydra officials were being arrested across Europe, a group of American soldiers recovered a substance known as zero matter, a trans-dimensional element which came into the possession of Isodyne Energy, an American research lab developing new fuel sources. Soon, Werner Reinhardt, another high-level Hydra operative, was captured, along with a number of his collected artifacts and discoveries, such as a diviner used to house Terrigen crystals, and the alien body of a Kree. Do your shopping on Amazon? Then why not check out the CivilizationEx store page, linked in the description box below, where you can browse through recommended fantasy and science fiction books, audiobooks, movies, TV shows, and more. Or else you can always use the Canadian, American, and UK Amazon links, where you support the channel with every purchase at no extra cost to you. So if you do your shopping on Amazon anyway, why not use the link below and help support CivilizationEx? A special thanks to all those who contribute to CivilizationEx, like Barian the Soft Bastard Beesbury, X Mongum, Jampo the Mad, and Fen the Sundowner. If you'd like to help CivilizationEx, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and click on the links to see more.